Hi, and welcome back to my series on, well, it was going to be the second episode of my series on what happens when your kid gets diagnosed with autism, but this is a video I didn't expect to make this week, and this is a video that I'm not very happy that I have to make, because it's about some discrimination that Alfie came up against this week because of his autism, which is really hard to take for me because I don't understand why it happened, and I'm autistic myself, so I really feel gutted by it, and it's really knocked me for six. So I wanted to make a video about it, just to really explain what happened. And is this the first bit of discrimination I'm going to come up against with my son? Because I don't know if I can deal with it. It's heart-wrenching. So yeah, let's dive into it. Hey guys, thank you for watching me every week, and if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you like this video, if you hit like on it, it really helps the channel and really helps the video get out to a lot of people. And I would like this one to get out to a lot of people because it's something I've never heard of, and I feel like it really needs to be addressed. And that's the sad realization that I'm having, that Alfie's going to be treated differently from other people as he grows up, right? Because he's autistic. And it's really kind of hit me hard, because I don't want him to struggle, and I don't want him to have more barriers for things than other people in his life. And you know, he's such a great little boy, and he's such a amazing, creative, curious, wonderful, unique little guy. It breaks my heart to think that he's going to be discriminated against. But what happened was, there's a lovely little preschool at the end of our road, and we took Alfie in. Before he was diagnosed, we took him in for a tour, and the lady loved him, and she was like, oh, you know, he's going to fit in great here. And we brought him in after the school finished, and he was playing on the swings and with the cars, and he was having so much fun. And we always had in the back of our mind, you know, this is the preschool for him. It's walking distance. He seemed to really love it. And this boy has been going up to school grounds and like putting his little head through the bars and like trying to communicate with the other kids. So it's amazing. Sorry, there's a plane going past. So he's ready, and it's exciting to think that he's gonna be, you know, around other kids. And he's been going to a thing called Social Group, which prepares kids on the spectrum or kids with delays for going into preschool, and he's been killing it. He's been doing really well. So I thought, okay, it's time for him to go to preschool. Let's give this school a call and you know, get him enrolled. And I said, oh yeah, this is Stephen, Alfie's dad, and you know, remember Alfie? And he came and it was all great, and we talked about booking him in for 3 half days a week. And they were like, yeah. And I said, oh yeah, one thing, perhaps I shouldn't have said this, you know, perhaps that was my mistake, but I wanted to be honest. I was like, one thing that's happened since we last saw you, because this was like, it was like 6 months ago when he went in there. Yeah, it was a while, but it's always been in our heads because it's a nice school, and he seemed to really like it there. So I said, yeah, the one thing that's changed since we spoke to you last is he got a diagnosis of autism. And she was like, oh, we can't take him. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you don't have to do it. He's getting all this therapy outside. Like, you don't have to do anything special. It's just the 3 half days, you know, he gets all of his autism therapy aside from the school, we don't need you to do anything. Just, allow him to come and hang out with the kids. And bearing in mind, he's so sweet. He doesn't bite, he doesn't kick, he doesn't have meltdowns, he's not aggressive at all. He's just very introverted and very creative. And you've seen him in videos. He's such a sweet boy. And he gets on really well with other kids. And I think he's going to love it there. And I don't know, perhaps I'm being naive to think that, autism doesn't change anything, a diagnosis, but they were like, we can't take him if he has a diagnosis of autism. And I was like, oh no, he's no different to the boy you saw. He's the same boy. Like, there's no difference. He acts the same way. He hasn't just suddenly become a monster. And right now they said they can't take him, and it's really sad that he can't go there. And it's also sad to think, is this going to be something? I mean, I'm starting to get nervous about, we're about to head into preschool, IEPs, all that's about to happen. And yeah, am I going to be forced to deal with the fact that he's going to be treated differently because he's autistic, even though he's an amazing little boy? And he's actually, he doesn't talk as much. He's not very social, but he does enjoy being around kids. And that's the only difference with him. So I don't know why they can't take him. I mean, maybe you can tell me in the comments. Maybe some of you are preschool teachers. Maybe I'm missing something. But I'd love you guys to tell me why you think that is. Why couldn't he be accepted into this school? Is it just naive for me to think that he can go to a normal school? And do you have kids on the spectrum? Have you had to deal with this? And what did you do? Like, emotionally, how did you deal with it? And practically, are there any tips that you can give me for navigating this new world of preschool, IEP? It hits me especially hard because being autistic as well, I really empathize with everything he's going through. And he was at social group today, and he just looked at me, and I just dropped him off, and he looked at me and he was like, "Open door, Daddy. Bye-bye, Alfie," which means I want to go. And it was like, wow, that's exactly like I was at school. That's exactly me. When I was his age at school, I hated it, and I didn't want to go. And I would have said, "Bye-bye, Stephen. Open door." And it was really heartrending. But so yeah, I just, this channel is all about talking about all things, all struggles really, isn't it? Mental health struggles, or just struggles in life, and me trying to help you guys feel better. And I thought maybe this week I could ask for your help. So if you have any tips for me, or if you've been through this, let me know in the comments what I can do to help him, what I can do to cope with the feeling of him being discriminated against. And if you run a preschool, if you're a preschool teacher and you're shouting at the screen now going, "You don't understand, we can't take him for this reason," I'd love to know what that reason is. Anyway, I love you guys. Speak next week.